Hello, my name is Koi. I'm a 200-hour yoga teacher with Axora Yoga. Today's class would be about sun salutation. A couple of things before we get started. Please remember that this is your personal journey. So feel free to take breaks in between the poses if you need it. Feel free, if you're familiar with yoga, feel free to go in extensions if you need it as well. Today's class, like I said, is sun salutation A and B. Thinking about this class, it's supposed to help you release endorphins just before you start your day or after you've had a very long day, to help you relax and have a very nice evening just before you go to bed. So when ready, please feel free to join me on the mat. You can sit with your legs crossed or you can have your legs out in front of you. Typically, I like to start the class with a few breath exercises just so you can center yourself. So if you want, you can close your eyes. If you want, you can leave your eyes open. That's up to you. You can place your palms open or closed on your knees, and we'll just take a few breaths here. So inhaling, try and count to 5 if you can. And then exhale, counting down from 5. So we'll do 4 rounds of this. Inhaling and exhale. 3 more. Two more. And the last one, nice long inhale. And then exhale. All right, if you had your eyes closed, slowly open them. And let's come into a tabletop position. You can either swing your legs to the back or whatever feels good, just rotating or rolling over, that's also fine too. So we're coming into a tabletop position. In a tabletop position, you're spreading your palms flat on the mat. Spread your fingers wide enough. Make sure you have a nice long line between your shoulders and the mat, right? So you want your palms to be straight and you're not collapsing into any other part of your body. Your feet is untucked, so that means they're lying flat on the mat, so you can have a nice easy pose. And your midsection, you can feel a straight line from your spine through to the back of your head. Slowly round your spine. You can make an exaggerated movement if you want. As you're looking or you're trying to find your belly button, see if you can imagine where your belly button is. On your next inhale, you're dropping your belly, raising your chest, head towards the sky or the roof. Exhale, round your spine, look towards your belly button. If you're familiar with cat-cows, please feel free to continue at your own pace. Nothing wrong with that. If you want to put a little bit of funk in it, you can wag your tailbone if you want in either cat-cow poses. So we'll take a couple more in this movement. Again, at your own pace. Don't feel the need to rush it. All right, so let's be on our last one for now as we're coming back into a neutral position. So same as we started before, just to continue our warm-ups. And because sun salutation, it's a lot of downward dog poses and some grounding poses, I want us to loosen up our hips a little bit. So if you can take a second to look at me, we're gonna do a 360 rotation with our hips. So starting from center, looking at a nice, maybe stable spot in front of you, slowly start to move your hips towards the left in an exaggerated circle, and then rotate to the right. Think of a circle as you're doing this. You can go as fast or as slow as you can. We're moving to 5. So if you want to go back to focusing on your breath, on your inhale, you're rotating towards the left side, towards the back of the room, and your exhale can bring you back towards the center. That was 4. Last one now. Inhale towards the back of the room. Exhale, back to center. Great. One last warm up before we start the sun salutation. We're gonna rotate forward and backward. So think about if you wanna move into a push-up position. On your inhale, you're moving your body forward towards the front of the room. Exhale, rotate backwards as if you're coming into a child's pose. Inhale, move forward towards the front of the room. Exhale, rotate backwards. One more. Inhale towards the front of the room. Exhale, rotate backwards. All right, doing great now. So let's come back to our neutral position, tabletop. Feet is still untucked as we move into our downward facing dog. In downward dog, there are three main things that you can remember here. First off, you tuck your toes. Second part, raise your glutes up and push back towards the sky. Remember, in downward dog, don't try to force the pose. You can keep your knees bent. That's absolutely fine. You can straighten your legs if you want to in downward facing dog. If you want to get comfortable, you can walk one knee out, release it, walk the other foot out, release it. So we'll just take 2 breaths here. Inhaling, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Now from downward dog, we're making our way into a forward fold position. You can walk on tippy toes into a forward fold position, or you can step or hop into a forward fold. If you want to sink deeper into your forward fold, you can hug your arms together. That's fine. Or you can plant your palms on the floor. Whatever works for you as well. And we'll just breathe here. All right. If it feels good for you and you're all set, slowly start to lean up into a standing position. Your hands are going up towards the sky in prayer, palms together. A nice focal point can be your thumbs. Exhale, hands towards the side, Samasthiti. All right, that was a very nice warm-up. Now we're gonna start with our Sun A. In Sun A, same way we started, or same way we just ended, we're starting in our standing position. Please again, remember, this is your practice. You can go as extended or as easy as you want. Hands can be on your knees. You're looking for a nice figure 7 with your body frame. All right. Next up, plant your palms to the floor if you didn't have them on the floor as you step back into a plank position. From a plank position, we're lowering down in chaturanga. Couple of ways to do this. You can drop your knees, drop your chest, drop your glutes towards the floor, or if you've got the strength for it, from plank position, you can lower down into chaturanga. Inhaling, baby cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, tuck your toes up and back into downward facing dog. And we'll just take a few moments to breathe here. Focus on your breath, centering yourself. Relax. Breathe. Rest. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. From here, you can choose to bend your knees as we jump or hop into a forward fold position. You can hug your arms if you want to. Otherwise, you can just fold over. Inhale, come into a halfway lift. Nice figure 7. Exhale, fold over again. Hugging your arms. Inhale, slowly start to come out of it as you come into standing. Hands are going up, palms together. Looking at your thumbs. Exhale, hands towards your side. All right, that was great. That was sun salutation A. Now we're gonna move to sun salutation B. The difference between sun salutation A and B is we have more of warrior poses and more of the vinyasa. So I'm gonna switch to the other side of the mat just so I can demonstrate this better. So in sun salutation B, we start in a chair pose. So imagine there's a chair behind you. Slowly start to sit back. For stability, you can bring your hands to your waist or you can bring them out in front of you. We'll stay here for half a breath or a full breath. Inhale, exhale. Maybe with that exhale, you can sink deeper into your chair pose, right? One more inhale, and then on that exhale, let's fold over. You can keep that bend in your knee to have a full fold, or you can hug your arms again as usual. On your next inhale, come into a halfway lift, flat back. You can find a nice spot past the bridge of your nose to look at. Exhale, let's step back into plank position, or you can jump, depending on how much energy you have today. Same as always, we're lowering down to chaturanga. You can drop your knees, untuck your toes, chest to ground, glutes to ground. Inhale, coming up into cobra. Exhale, up and back into downward facing dog. No breaks here. Right leg goes up as we come into our warrior one position. Exhale, swan dive your palms back to the floor as we move to chaturanga again. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side now. Inhale, left leg goes up as you release and bring down, hands going up. Exhale, swan dive, lowering down chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, up and back. And we'll take a few breaths here. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. One more, inhale and exhale. All right, when you're ready, you can bend your knees as we look to hop or jump into a forward fold. You can hug your arms if you want. Otherwise, palms can go on the mat. Inhale, coming into a halfway lift. Exhale, fold over. Inhale, coming back into a chair pose. Exhale, hands to your side, Samasthiti here. Perfect. So that was sun salutation A and sun salutation B. At this point, you should be feeling nice and, energized to take on your day. So typically, you would want to move into Shavasana and then close out the class, but I like to end the class in a nice bridge position. So when ready, please come to a seated position. You can start out with your legs out. Slowly come by bringing your knees together and gently roll back. Don't rush it. Gently roll back with your head on the mat. You can take a second to adjust yourself here if you want. But the goal here is we've been doing a lot of downward facing poses. I want us to give a bit of, respite to our back or find a bit of a counterbalance. So on here, we'll do a bridge pose. If you're familiar with the wheel pose, please feel free to go ahead with that as well. Otherwise, on your inhale, slowly start to move your tailbone up towards the sky. Exhale, lower down. We'll do 3 more of this. Inhale, up towards the sky. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale, up towards the sky. And exhale. Great. From here, just slowly start to release your feet out in front of you. You can let your legs fall out. Your palms can face up towards the sky now. As we let our body sink into the floor, into the mat, and relax in Shavasana. Slowly start to bring awareness back into your body. You can do a mental check, starting from your feet, your ankles, your knees, your thighs. How do they feel? Did you extend yourself too much? The lower back, your throat, your palms. Do they feel strained? Send some positive energy towards your muscles for the effort that they put into the class today. Find your breath again. Nice long inhales and exhales. Inhales and exhales. You can remain in Shavasana if you want. Otherwise, you can roll over to one side of the mat. If that feels okay, you can come into a seated position. You can keep your legs out in front of you, or you can cross them. Your palms can come to your knees for a second as we also think about our breath. You can set your intention here again for the day, or you can find a thought to calm you for the rest of the night. Taking a full breath in here. Bringing your palms together in prayer. Bringing those closed palms to your head, third eye. Willing yourself to only think positive thoughts towards yourself and others. Bringing those closed palms towards your chest. Willing yourself to only feel positivity and gratitude towards yourself and others. Bringing them towards your lips. Willing yourself to only speak positivity towards yourself and others. Bringing those closed palms out in front of you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me at the class today. If you want to see more of these classes, or if you want to practice with me, feel free to check out my Sun Salutation class on Exora Yoga. Thank you.